What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and today the Winnipeg Jets take on the Chicago Blackhawks. The Winnipeg Jets are the #1 team in the NHL coming into this game, and the Chicago Blackhawks are one of the worst teams in the NHL, like just awful. Without Connor Bedard as well, Nick Foligno, so many injuries to this team. The Jets, really, this should just be a layup game for them, right? Well, that is wrong, ladies and gentlemen. This is the ultimate trap game. The Jets have played Chicago, twice this season already. They're 1-0-1, got 3 out of 4 points against them so far, so that's not bad. But Chicago has played the Jets hard. They're not a very good team. However, they are tough to play against at times, right? And I think they're a little bit better in some areas than a lot of people really understand that they are. With that said, with this lineup, there is no way that the Jets should be losing this game. But you know what? They tried to a little bit tonight. The first period was fine. I mean, Winnipeg had their chances. Gabe Vilardi actually got stoned by Peter Mrazek, who has played very well in all of the games this season that he's played against the Jets. So he is a hurdle for whatever reason. Reminds me a little bit of James Reimer last season for the Sharks when the Jets just could not solve him. But, pretty good first period. Jets outshot them. I believe it was 11-6 in the first period. And you're kind of hoping that the Jets come out in the second period. They start the period with a power play, and shocker to no one, the Jets did not capitalize. So we continue on into the second, and Mark Scheifele actually on one of the first shifts of the second period looked like he was laboring, and he went down the tunnel and did not return to this game. Last thing the Jets need is Mark Scheifele to be injured. He's their definite #1 center right now, playing very good hockey. Looked like, I don't know, he might have just tweaked something. I'm not really sure what's going on. We'll talk about what Rick Bowness had to say later after the game, but no Scheifele. The Jets continue on into the second period, and it's actually going to be Connor Murphy opening the scoring in this one, his second of the year, and the Jets down 1-0 against the Chicago Blackhawks. So you're a little bit concerned now as Chicago starts to find momentum. Scheifele going down, the Jets kind of sputtering, not really playing well in the second period. And honestly, it kind of looked like they were panicking a little bit out there, trying a little bit too hard, just being off an inch or two on the passes, on the shots, on really everything, just not connecting and not on the same page, something that we don't see the Winnipeg Jets do often, as this year they have been absolutely incredible. But later in the second, the Jets found some life, not from their bench, but from their mascot, Benny, who picked up the saxophone and went to town with Squirtle. The power of Squirtle and that saxophone this year have been unhinged. Benny hopping on the sax and putting on a performance for the folks and the sellout crowd tonight. Shout out to Benny. He injects the crowd with some energy. Wouldn't score in the second period, but we would take it to the third with all of the momentum. The Jets were on a mission in the third, desperately trying to put that puck in the net. The lines were in a blender with Mark Scheifele out. Vladimir Mestikov was the #1 center. Adam Lowry was playing #2 center. Everybody was everywhere, but it was the captain with his new temporary line mate, Gabe Vilardi, in front, and he bangs it home for his 10th of the year. Gabe Vilardi, everyone, putting it home. One of the coolest men in Winnipeg, Gabe Vilardi, tying this game up. And hey man, it never gets old talking about this guy. This guy's awesome. Now notice how I call Gabe Vilardi one of the coolest people in Winnipeg, because Nikolai Ehlers is undeniably the coolest person in Winnipeg right now, as he beats Peter Mrazek in regulation with just over a minute to go in this game. The Jets go to 0 goals on the night to a 2-1 lead late in the third. Nick Ehlers, baby, should be an all-star. I can't believe he's probably not going to be one. The guy's been a fucking freak this year. Shout out to Nick. The Jets would go on to win this game 2-1, win their 8th straight in comeback fashion to stun the Chicago Blackhawks and stay at the top of the NHL standings for another day. The Winnipeg Jets are special this year, ladies and gentlemen, and it has been a treat watching them through the midway point of this season. The first 41 games have been a ton of fun. I don't know if the vibes have ever been this high in the city. Now, if we're keeping track, the Jets have won 8 straight games. That is a new franchise record. 14-game point streak, going 12-0-2. That is also a franchise record. They have 31 straight games allowing 3 goals or less. Keep in mind, we're at game 41 on the season, so that's from game 10 of the regular season that they have let in 3 or less. 19 straight games allowing 2 goals or less in regulation. Come on, man. This team is cracked. Now, obviously, not great news. Mark Scheifele did have to leave this game, did not return after the first or second shift of the second period, and Rick Bowness just kind of said that tomorrow they're going to have to take a look at him again, just get reevaluated. I don't think it's anything crazy. I can't imagine it's going to be a long-term injury. If anything, if he's out a week or two, I think the Jets can handle that no problem. They have the depth. Maybe they can even experiment with Cole Perfetti or Gabe Vilardi at center. Who knows if that is the situation. But you know what, Mark Scheifele, hopefully he's not out long-term, because that would be a disaster. But I don't think we have to hold our breath on this one. A guy that gets overlooked here is Laurent Brossoit as he picks up his 4th straight victory, and he's been just such a fantastic backup for Connor Hellebuyck. Hellebuyck hasn't had a backup literally since Brossoit was here last, where, you know, he's been able to have some relief, some, you know, just someone to come in and be able to be capable of winning a hockey game consistently, and a guy that the coaching staff can have faith in. So Laurent Brossoit, congratulations. That's 4 straight, baby. Jets are looking pretty good in net right now. But now the most important question of the night. Who is the big ol' shining star of the game? That award is going to Nikolai Ehlers. Congratulations, Nikolai. This is a big achievement. Everybody loves getting the big ol' shining star award, and I hope that you cherish it. Ehlers came up clutch today, put the clutch genes into effect, and ended this one. What a treat it's been to watch him this year, and the Jets keep it rolling. On the injury front, Kyle Connor is progressing. He's out there in a non-contact jersey for the 2nd week in a row now for Winnipeg, so it looks like he will be back probably closer to 6 weeks than 8 weeks. I really don't think there's any use in rushing him along. The Jets are in a very good spot right now. I think that, you know, whenever he's ready, he will just be ready to go. I don't think the Jets are going to rush him at all. Rasmus Kupari, Ville Heinola, both getting conditioning stints with the Moose right now. They are both on loan. Those are 2-week loans. So I believe Heinola can stay down in the AHL because he has a 2-way contract if the Jets are still trying to sort out their roster, if it takes longer than the next 2 weeks. But if Kupari is activated, I would imagine that Axel Johnson-Fialbi would head down, and then, you know, maybe the Jets have to move a defenseman like Chisholm or Stanley if they do want to bring Ville Heinola up. We'll have to see how that all shakes out, but those guys are very close to returning, so definitely have to watch the waiver wire, have to watch the transactions and what the Winnipeg Jets want to do going forward, you know, with their depth. But all in all, not the cleanest game of Winnipeg Jets history today. I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't think we were going to pull this one out. But Gabe Vilardi and Nick Ehlers proved to me that this team is different. You know, Gabe Vilardi coming up big. Would Pierre-Luc Dubois have done that? I'm not so sure, right? But I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to dump too much on Dubois. I'm happy the Jets win 8 straight victories. That's a franchise record. This team is fun. This team is elite. And I think could be pretty scary heading on to the future here. I don't think there's going to be any January collapses or February collapses this season. But with that said, guys, I am going to leave it there. Leave your thoughts down below, what you guys thought about the game, what you guys think about the Winnipeg Jets in general, or whatever you want to say to me. I want to hear it. Leave it in the comments down below. And yeah, so leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Go Jets, go! Bye-bye.